I just discovered a new HELLTIDE exploit to average around 1500 cinders an hour if you're lucky. This is a bug with Diablo 4's instancing. A few months back we had an exploit where you teleport back to town and then enter back into the HELLTIDE to reset an instance. This one works similarly to that, except you don't have two loading screens, so it's much more efficient. If you've ever experienced your game lagging when entering a world boss or a legion, it's because the game is moving you into an instance that has players in it. HELLTIDEs work the same way, where there are too many players in a certain spot, it'll move you into a new location with less people, or vice versa. The idea is that you want to find an area where two events are relatively close to each other, but also has an instance slit somewhere right down the middle. I'll show you an example of an instance slit right here. There are two events right next to each other, but directly in between them is an instance split. You'll know you're swapping instances based on one of three things. Either you're lagging and rubber banding really hard, a message will pop up saying you're either entering or leaving the HELLTIDE, or you'll hear the entering HELLTIDE sound effect go off. 90% of the time, it'll move you into a new instance where the event hasn't been done, meaning you can just go back and forth to new instances to reset events like Wave of Darkness or Siphon. I've gotten really lucky and had near 100% uptime on events where I got close to 1600 cinders. This is relatively RNG, but if you can hit the instant swap consistently, you'll be able to not only get a lot of cinders, but XP, materials, and ovals as well. I found a few ways to increase the odds of the instance swapping. The best way to tell if you're moving instances is by having 3 horse charges and pressing them all in one go. Another one was finding an area close by where you could leave the HELLTIDE and go back in without teleporting out. Now, the best way to look for an instance swap would be on your map. Each area on the map has its own section with an outline around it, like so. This outline is the border of the instance. So looking for events that are directly next to a border will significantly increase the odds. So far, Kyrgyzstan has the best cinder per hour rate, as there are 2 events directly next to each other on the map and have a direct instance swap right in the middle. Skazglin also has an area that works in a huge pack of multiple elites directly in the middle of the events, so you can just go back and forth from events while farming the elites. Now, Hawazar is a bit of a hit or miss. It's definitely possible to do it, but only if there are a lot of players nearby, since there is no actual instance swap between the 2 closest events. Kyovished also has 2 events right next to each other, which are right outside of Menestad. That also works. Now, I think this is pretty player dependent, meaning how many players are also doing the events in the area causing an instance swap. So this isn't like a guaranteed 100% method each time, but I'd say 95% of the time I'm averaging over 1100 cinders in Kyrgyzstan and Skazglin. If this has worked for you in your next HELLTIDE, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Diablo 4 videos. Thanks for watching.